Okay, hello. There were some technical difficulties. Can't confirm that there are no longer any, but I did press go live. I don't see any chat messages, presuming I fell off. It says there are 14 waiting, though. So I'll just wait. Doesn't look like I'm live yet. Unfortunate. But lots of new mice. That's one thing. Irrespective of my live status, there are some new mice. Okay. Gotta turn that off. What the fuck? I'm itching. Give me a discussion. The discussion will proceed now. I got the WL Mouse Ying. This is a big one. And I'm not gonna lie, a bit underwhelming. I will say that. Wow, now the messages are just overwhelming. This is crazy. Are you selling any Hall Effect keyboards for cheap? Not really. I don't have as many excess Hall Effect boards as you would think, like compared to the other products. Hello, everybody. Too many names to say hello. But if I could individually, I would. Yo, Upgrade Lemonade. Can't stay but Happy New Year. Same to you and everybody else. What a new year. Time to reflect, change for the better. Great vids. Lately, you've been on point. Appreciate that. Yeah. I've been trying to grind, not just the individual videos, because those they're great, like individual reviews, but people really are attracted to the roundups and stuff like that. Any way to fix GPX deck sensor spinning out on glass? Have you tried like multiple LODs, gaming surface mode on and off? Like if you've tweaked the settings and you can't find anything that works, I don't know, because my Logitech mice are generally good on glass pads. Zebra drip, exactly. Zebra drip. I mean, there's zebra drip on my OP1. These grips, the like zebra ones, these ones are good, but the side ones, because there's so much white printing, the anti-slip of the grips isn't that good. So there's going to be like a slight revision there. But these zebra grips, I mean, this is fucking inspiring. You can't look at this and tell me it isn't great. You've been on the Key 83, indeed. Key 83 and the LGG X Pulsar Hyperion are what I've been using the most, but there are just so many mouse pads. It's ridiculous, man. Another pre-recorded stream, never pre-recorded. Best streams on YouTube. Will you be getting the Zero Mouse Blade? Yes, but mainly due to the popularity. Like I'm not a big fingertip mouse fan, and I've tried that shape before, so it's not going to be like my main or anything. But I will definitely try it out because 19-gram wireless. I'm not aware of anything lighter than that. Like I can't recall if I've tried anything lighter. When you said Mcho's L7 had flex, what did you mean by that? As I have a perfect copy? I mean, mine, like, if I squeeze it just like with regular amounts of force, I can feel the sidewalls like flexing in. That happened on both the unit I broke before I broke it and the Ultra unit I have. But the Ultra is good for $66. It's a serviceable mouse. I'm just not sold on Mcho's quality. Like, come back to me in a few months. If it's still good, then fucking maybe you did get the perfect copy. What's that carbon fiber mouse? It's the WL Mouse Ying, which is an Endgame Gear OP1, very similar shape. It is a bit different, like the hump profile doesn't feel identical, and the comfort grooves on the main clicks completely change the way like the click part of the mouse feels. But it's just like a bit underwhelming quality wise, and just like the forged carbon, there's claims that it's not real. I don't know what's true and what's not, but it just doesn't feel like a great material. But this does honestly feel like kind of similar to the Asus carbon fiber. So I don't know what the truth is, but yeah, I mean, this is 40 grams. It's not a bad mouse. But 180 for this, is it really like going to provide you that much better of an experience than a cheaper mouse? I don't know. OP1W 4K review when? That's a good question. The next review I'm going to post, like tomorrow, is going to be the NPO1S V2. And then I might do the Ying before the OP1W, or maybe it'll be the same video, because it's kind of the same shape if you're picking up what I'm putting out. Where's Aimer 7 at nowadays? That's a great question. I saw somebody on Twitter a few days ago mention VF, and I had that same thought. I was like, I wonder what Aimer 7's up to. There were rumors back in like 2020 that he was like a math professor in France, so maybe he just went back to teaching. I know he made a right smart during the Fortnite World Cup era. When MotoSpeed X6 Max review is, I don't know, the Attack Shark R6 or the X6, whatever it's called. Some Attack Shark mouse. That's the next China mouse on my radar before that. There's so many mice, though, as I've been getting at with some of my last few videos. The Ying looks interesting. Yeah, it does look interesting. They claim it's glow in the dark. I haven't been able to verify that, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm not loving it. I've only had it for like a day or two, though. No, not Attack Shark Moto 6. I mean, maybe it'll happen, maybe not. I wouldn't hold my breath. Top one China brand? I don't know. It depends. Like, it's a very tough question. Lamzu's up there. WO Mouse Beast X. That was a great mouse, but it seems like WO Mouse, like, they haven't been able to replicate the Beast X Max. How light is too light? I don't think I've ever had a good time with something under 30 grams, but maybe that will change in the future. And yeah, I don't know if that means 30 grams is too light or just the mice under 30 that I've tried so far have kind of sucked. Is Zowie's S2DW out or it's still not released? I think it's out. I think you can just buy it from Zowie's website. Not sure if it's on Amazon yet. What do you think of the Attack Shark R6? I have no idea. I haven't tried it. I've heard it's very good, though. Does Vaxi XES have the same tech as the NPO1S V2? I believe so. That is the 3950, right? You see the Zero Mouse Blade. I tried his first version, but not having side buttons ended up being a deal breaker. Yeah, does this? I don't think this version has side buttons either. Jesus, I almost just choked to death on water. I could have died live on stream. Are you testing a new mouse for SteelSeries? Absolutely not. But yeah, I don't know if SteelSeries has a new mouse. And with Optimum's mouse, like I've said before, I mean, I'll test it out, but I'm just not a huge fingertip grip mouse fan. That's what it comes down to. Or just like, I'm not trying to have a 0-gram mouse, or else I would have fucking reviewed my Zaunkunic M3K by now. Are you still on the HM80? I am, man. I am. At one point, I just kind of stopped using my ADHE, and for a week or two now, I just haven't swapped back. It's a very good keyboard, and I don't really want to try anything else until I get the Venom PCB, but I know I'm going to get like 80 comments asking to try the Mad 60HE, whatever it is. SteelSeries is so ass. Yeah, it's kind of sad at this point. Was the X1 Ultimate good? I don't think, like, I ordered that during an 11/11 sale, and my order ended up getting, like, canceled, and I just never bothered again. I think that's my issue, and even so, it would have just been a mouse that, I don't know, maybe I should have gotten it. Have you tried out the Marvo Monka G982W? No, I just like, is that a real product? So often people ask, like, about products I just can't even, is that even a real thing? Pulsar X2F, when? I have no idea. Has Pulsar said when they're going to release it? What did you say about the Zowie EC1C, the wired one? I mean, wired Zowie mice are cheap. Not the best of the best performance, but I mean, if you want it, it's a good price, go for it. Yo, Fudge Waffle with the 729 Thai bot, correct? I hope so. Happy late New Year to you as well, man. Appreciate the bot to start off the year. Did you try Marvel Rivals, the game? No, I looked at it. Like, I'm not going to lie, every time I watch clips of that game, it's like I'm watching a mobile game or something. It's very weird, and I don't see people making that argument. I'm not going to try it. I just don't care. Just not going to enjoy it, but God bless the people who do. Seems like some people are. Where can we buy those zebra grips? They're going to release at X-Ray Pad in the coming weeks, I would say. And there's going to be, like, they'll be at Max Gaming, Lethal Gaming, like global retailers, I imagine. Or G-Wolf's junk. I kind of want to try that 30-gram mouse they came out with. They're expensive. It's not that they're junk. Like, in the past, G-Wolf's was notoriously known for bad build quality, but now the quality's really not bad, but still, it's just not stuff I use daily. Did the NPO1S V2 become your main? No, this is a mouse that, surprisingly, I don't know if it's because I've been using the XM2 so much, but it just feels too low. Like, I feel like I just miss a lot of shots with this mouse, because it's, like, kind of slipping around on my grip, and I don't know why that's the case. Maybe it's, like, the weight decrease. The sensor position is also a little bit low. So it's not like it's not going to be my new main, but it's a very well-rounded mouse. And like when I have a good grip of it, it feels great, but it's just like, I don't know what I would need to do. Some like fucking clay or infinity skins. Wonder what CES brings us? Yeah, I wonder that as well. A company offered, just a random Chinese company that I've like hardly ever worked with, offered me a ticket to CES, and I was like, I considered it, but I decided against it. Usually when I do that, there are big announcements at CES though. Did the M3K have a good coating or are grips recommended? The grip or the coating is actually, it's insane. It feels like a reptile's scales on the M3K. The M2K and the M1K, it wasn't that great, but the M3K, it's like impossible to describe. Once you try it, like you'll know for yourself. But yeah, I mean, you can put any grips on it pretty much. I haven't used my M3K in so long. I don't know why that is. Maybe after I get through his batch of mice, I will. Mine's coming tomorrow. I'm really excited for it. Yeah, it's a very unique experience, and the cable's actually good. So if it's your first down Koenig mouse, it's a good one to try it out on. Why do you look like a bread tuber? What does that mean? Like a bread reviewer? Is that a compliment? What do you prefer, Ying or OP1W4K? Surprisingly, the OP1. Well, I don't know if that's surprising given I've been like kind of high weight and quality pilled. But yeah, I don't know. The Ying, I do have this weird like side to side kind of popping sound on my right click. Clicks in general though, it's like not as good as the Beast X's Omron Opticals feel. Side buttons don't feel great. The shape and weight are fine. You forgot to do the giveaway winner for 9 mouse pads. I didn't forget. I'm in a bit of a predicament because on Twitter, it got like 2,000 comments. On the first day, I actually read through like 800, and there was one really good one. I swore I liked it on Twitter, but I didn't. So I lost the comment that I wanted to be the winner, and then there was this one really good setup that just had a shitty mouse pad. So I was like, this guy will be the winner, but he lives in like Azerbaijan, so I wish I picked it before the end of the year so I could have wrote off that shipping fee, and then I was like, this is a bad way to think about it. Maybe I should pick him. So it's just this whole predicament. I'll wind up picking somebody, but yeah, I didn't forget. And I did forget about the last day. I want to do like a 12 mouse giveaway with Pulsar, but I just like haven't reached out to them, so I should do that. Do you recommend buying the $40 Mad Lion Wooting ripoff? I mean, if $40 is like what you have to spend on the keyboard, yes. If you have $200 or your budget really isn't limited, then no, that wouldn't be like my endgame keyboard recommendation, but yeah, it is what it is. Caffeine or no for aiming? Yeah, definitely. I mean, some people say no, but these people are like robots. I can't imagine like living a life free of caffeine. And maybe that'll catch up to me. Which white mouse is the L7? On my desk, currently none. The L7 is actually right here. It was like stacked on top of other mice. That's how we do it around here. Thoughts on the upcoming Switch to Joy-Con having a mouse? And I have no idea what that means, but you know, I'll review it if it's a mouse. NPO1 SV2, a good side grade for a YouTube main 20x10 had NPO1 4K bows a bit too bulky. Yeah, I mean it will feel a lot lower than the standard NPO1, but yeah, I would say it's a good option if you enjoy like mice like that. It does feel smaller than the U2 though. Do you think WL Mouse is going to release a newer Beast X Mini? Yeah, because I checked their website when I was making like my seal of approval roundup, and I saw they don't sell the Beast X Mini anymore. So yeah, I don't know what that's about. I would imagine so, but I don't know. Have you seen ATK Lev F1 Extreme? Yeah, there's no difference between it and the standard F1 Extreme. So, but a lot of people like seem to think there is. Is that just like Brazilian people? I really don't know. Key 83 or 0 for the XM2W? That's a great question. Honestly, like, I would probably flip a coin. It just depends on your preference. If you want something more like a standard control pad, go for the 0. If you want like textured hybrid, Key 83. But I can say like the Key 83, maybe it's just because it's like colder in my room since it's winter, but it plays a lot faster than I remember. Which white mice do you have here? This is the OP1W 4K XM2W and then the Vaxi X Ninjutsu Sora, which I've been using a good bit because it kind of like bridges the gap between the size of the XM2 and then something like the MPO1S. Is getting a glass mousepad for Val valid? I don't know. I'm like so tired of glass mousepads. It's so weird. There's just so many releases. I feel like I'm being gaslit when people pretend there are like these major differences pad to pad. It just, glass pads really feel like a chore to review. So I'm just not the person to ask about that, I guess. No ergo mouse. Like on my desk currently, there are a few over there. If you can see the GPX Dex and the Vaxi E1. Any news on the Boardsy Artisan pad? Yeah, I was told there will be more, like the final version will be prototyped this month. I don't know what that means for a release. This is one of those things that will eventually happen. That's all I can say. How often do you wash your mouse pads? Practically never. Is the Lysol still valid or bad? I still use it occasionally. But yeah, I just do like a kind of very light cleaning in the tub if if a pad gets like super dirty. Why the zebra themes? It goes way back. It goes way back to when mice had cables, and these cables called paracords, they would have designs. And if you watched my channel back in like 2020, you would use code Boardsy and get the zebra cable. And eventually, over time, this evolved to other peripherals, mouse pads, mice, grip tape. Who knows what's next? So yeah, that's really the theme behind Zebra Gang. It's like an NFT, but it's like you own it and it's a product. Best Final Mouse Prophecy, the fucking green one is so good. Oh yeah, I'll also be live for the Final Mouse drop. When is that? The 7th, or is it tomorrow? No, I knew it wasn't January 6th, so it is Tuesday. I will be live on Tuesday for the Final Mouse drop. 8,000 hertz is clown question mark? Yes, 8,000 hertz is for clowns. I mean, if you have a bad system, definitely don't use it. But like, if you can honestly run 8K without like stutters or FPS loss, no issues with it. 7th, W Final Mouse. Raiden or Zero for Fortnite? I prefer the Zero. I don't know many people who use the Raiden. Like, you obviously could. But yeah, I just think the stopping power of the Zero, but also like the low initial friction, just makes it really good for Fortnite. We need the Zebra Final Mouse Prophecy? Yeah, that'll be the next drop. I don't know why they put that. It's so good. I don't know why they wouldn't drop it the first launch. LGGX Pulsar Hyperion review when? That's a great question. With these mousepad reviews, I just have like 10. So I don't know how many videos I should like split that up between. Because just one big review, probably not going to happen. Like two mousepad roundups, I could see that. But yeah, the mousepad content will come. Probably not the coming days, but within the coming week. I love the Zero, but hate the hair issue. Any recommendations? I mean, I've been using the Zero for so long, or the newer version at least, and there's just not the hair issue. So I don't know what situation you're in where you're still getting the like massive amounts of hair. How's the Carbon WL mouse? It's not my favorite. Like the quality of the shell itself is fine. Like if you squeeze it in some areas, it is a bit off, because the thing with these carbon fiber shells is your shell is only as good as the material it's attached to. So if like there's a shitty plastic base, it's still going to make it seem bad. But yeah, I just don't like, this isn't going to be something that I use like day to day, but it's a solid smaller mouse, but I just don't know if it's like worth 180, like especially if you're buying it for the material. But I don't know. Is Ian goated or not? I mean, maybe my opinion will change and it'll get a bit more positive, but I wouldn't say this first batch is like goated or like adding enough to the market that it's like worth 180. But it is a lighter version of the OP1 shape, more or less. I was hoping that WO mouse would be lighter, like the Ying. Yeah, I mean, low 40s, that doesn't really move the needle for a lot of like China mouse pilled people. Do you still recommend the Fnatic mouse, the Lamzu Maya X? Yeah, I do recommend it. That is weird way to describe it. The larger Fnatic mouse. What's your main right now? Probably the XM2W 4K, but I haven't been using it a ton in the past few days just because I've been testing these smaller mice. You don't want to constantly swap between a large mouse and a small mouse. That's a word of wisdom. Anyone know Hitscan's shipping time for the UK? No idea. I don't know if they have a retailer either. Hello, happy Sunday, Meolis. Yes, happy Sunday, happy New Year. There's a lot to be happy about. As my dog says, he's happy about something. Did you get the Fine Max Noah by any chance? No, I did not. I have no idea. Like, they asked me for my info, which generally in the mouse space means that you're going to be sent a product. But in this instance, it did not mean that. So I don't know what's going on or when I'll get that mouse. I saw other reviewers got it, but it doesn't look great. Can I say it? Can I say that without people losing their mind? Will you be reviewing the LGG Glass mousepad? Sure. Well, individual review, probably not, just like because I don't remember last time I did one of those for a mousepad, but I'll cover it in a roundup. But it's the same surface as the Beast, right? Are ATK mice a good pickup if I don't care about business practices? Yeah. If you want a cheap, serviceable mouse, you don't care about the fact that they're like a shady company, but also just don't expect great long-term quality or like return policy. That's what I would say. Why is everything shocking? I mean, if you don't get it, you're not going to make it. Do Zowie mice have latency problems? I mean, it depends what you consider a problem. Are they higher latency than the competition at the price point? Yes, click latency wise. Are they meaningfully worse in game? No. And that's something that I think a lot of people like genuinely do think. And that's what we call the woke mind virus. Can't wait for your review on the Final Mouse mousepad. Yes, I'm happy somebody mentioned that because I almost forgot about it as well. But yeah, I'm excited to get it. It seems different. I can't say it's going to be good or worth the fucking price, but it's different. Seems interesting. Have you reviewed the Pulsar PRX something mousepad? No, I saw they made like an announcement. Pulsar just releases so many products. It's hard to keep up with them. Isn't it like kind of a mud pad though? I saw that from like the little video, but you know, I don't know. Oh, we got the first spam comment. It's about some guy's broken GPX. Well, stop spamming, but I don't know, like a Lamzu Maya. That's kind of lighter GPX alternative. Just watch my seal of approval roundup. I've made some great videos recently on the top mice. Why'd you buy this monitor and not the Asus one? That's a good question. I think it was just available a few days earlier in my region. Like I missed out on the Asus pre-order, and then this like kind of randomly showed up in stock. The fact that it was available for $900 on Amazon over the holidays, they were fucking giving those things away. It's ridiculous. Ying is overpriced? Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like, it's not a terrible mouse, but I'm just not, like, I'm not blown away by it. The reason WMS, like, blew up was because the Beast X was actually a lighter, or not lighter, but it was a pretty much equal weight in stock, cheaper Final Mouse. It's, like, a more expensive, lighter, novelty material OP1, but it is what it is. Will you ever go back to the Wooting ADHE? Like, as my main, I'm not sure. Like, I'm sure it'll wind up back on my desk. I would hope they just do something software-wise, kind of open up the potential of the keyboard. But yeah, I don't know if they will, especially if like they continue to just dominate pro play like settings. My ULX has scroll problems. Have you used competition scroll? That's what it's all about. Is 1440p really that much better in 1080p? I don't know. I haven't used 1080p in a long time. So, I mean, my experience with these 1440p panels has been better, but I can't say, like, I haven't tried the latest and greatest 1080p. I saw Zowie released, like, a 600 hertz monitor, but didn't they already have, like, a 540 hertz? Zowie is such a fucking confusing company. Wireless sucks. No, your wireless environment just sucks. No, I haven't tried competition. Oh, well, you probably should, because that's, like, it's rumored to help the issues, but I don't know what type of scroll issue you're having. What mouse is the best ever, in your opinion? Like, currently or at the time? Since I've been using mice, the original GPX was the biggest leap I've seen. Do you upload gameplay on another channel? No, I haven't, like... Sometimes I just go through this phase. It's really bad. It's like a mental health issue, where I'm just convinced that replay buffer adds, like, a ton of latency. I haven't recorded anything with my replay buffer since, like, December 15th. I've been playing a ton. It's just, like... There's something wrong with my brain. It's like the same reason I don't stream games. And yeah, I think like having multiple monitors and using OBS, it's like, this is just a recipe for disaster. You're not alone. I can't even open OBS. Yeah, it's like, it's bizarre. What mouse has the best software? Xpanel from Final Mouse is good. I mean, a lot of web softwares are pretty much equal. Endgame Gear, I kind of like their archaic looking software, but yeah, I don't think it's big. Get a stream PC? That wouldn't work because capture cards add input lag, and my space, like, it would just add too much heat and it would be fucked. So there's really no solution. Like, this is an issue that I've had for 4 years. Sometimes I'll just like, I'll sun gaze, I'll take caffeine, I'll eat blueberries, I'll take cold showers, so then I lower my natural latency to like kind of combat it. But if I'm not doing that, it's just like I'm playing with shackles on. It's probably been asked, but how is the Ying mouse? I'm waiting on mine. It's like, it's a bit, I don't know if it's overrated. I don't know if people are overrating it, but I'm not blown away by it. Like, I've tried a lot of mice in this like size and weight range, and if a mouse isn't like adding something new, which I guess it is with the material, but it just doesn't feel perfectly well-rounded. Like, in a few batches, I think this will be better, but yeah. IRL latencycy do it's a big thing. Like if somebody has you gapped by 20 ms of like VRT, you're just fucked. So you gotta do what you can to combat it from the peripheral end. What's the best hands down mouse? I mean, I'd recommend watching my videos. Fuck, I accidentally turned my stream back on. How are you liking the NPO1S? It just feels a little bit too low for me. Like I struggle to maintain a super consistent grip of it, like across a multiple hour use session. Like there are times where it's really locked in, and I understand why I shilled this shape in the past, but I don't know if my hands got bigger, my fucking preferences just changed, but it just doesn't feel quite wide enough. And you can see the coating. It also like Vaxi's coatings are a little bit slippery. Been doing an experiment lately, and I found that cats sleeping in front of the receiver creates massive lag. Of course. I mean, some people like I've seen video. I think it was Stubby FPS. I couldn't tell if he was joking when there's like a cat in front of his receiver, and he was like, "I have input lag with my fucking Skyrox mouse." Pulsar has bad QC. I mean, I did kind of have some issues with my X3. Pulsar's early batches are generally rough, but then like later on, some of their mice are built like tanks, like the X2H, X2V2. Like the build structure is great. Hey, Boris, you fuck with Latinas? I don't think I've ever dated a Latina, but I'm no hater. Faraday Cat, yes. Beastex Max or ULX Tiger for the same price. How are they the same price? That's what's interesting. But if it's a good quality ULX Tiger, maybe that, but I don't know. It's a tough question. If it's a new Beastex Max versus used ULX Tiger, maybe no. I bought your Board ZX2. It's completely cooked after 1 year. Just it's planned obsolescence, just in time for the new collab. Any mouse with rear hump with no side flare. I mean, plenty. It just depends how large you're looking for. Like super, like a Viper V3 Pro size mouse, not quite. Why do you hate the OGM Cloud? It's just a bad shape. It's just a really long and like awkward shape. I see like if you enjoy the shape, then it's a great mouse. But clearly not a lot of people love the shape unless they don't use it. You're going to try the new WL mouse Ying. Yes, I'm trying it right now. It's in my hand right now. What do you want to know about it? Is there a shortage of large mice on the market? Definitely, it's like a relative shortage to small mice, but I wouldn't say there's none. When you'll like Zebra? I don't know, guys. I don't know. All the millions of people asking. What do you think the best mouse is for Valorant? I don't know. What are the pros using? GPXs, Viper V3 Pros? Probably. Hey, XM2W was too big for me. Is Vaxisora a good replacement? Yeah, it really is like a direct one size down kind of situation. It may look deceptively on camera like it's the same size, but I can assure you it's not. Yeah, you could. I guess like if you have really small hands, you could still find this wide. He and soft good for TAC FPS? Yeah, I mean, it would be fine. It's most people in TAC FPS prefer smooth control pads, but yeah, no issue really. Are the clicks better on the Vaxisora versus the Sora V2? Yeah, literally in the last video I uploaded, in the section where I talk about both of those mice, I compared the clicks. The 0 is probably best for TAC FPS? Yeah, it seems like that's the case. Is the Lamzu Maya bad? No, none at all. I just much prefer the Maya X shape compared to the standard Maya. Nope. What is the best mouse for $70? I don't know, like a Mad R, probably. Wireless, symmetrical, and good quality. Skyrox mice? See, like, I just uploaded a video on the best mice from last year. I just feel like many of you guys spamming what's the best mouse. You didn't watch it. What am I supposed to do? Can lead a horse to water, so forth. I guess the ULX Tiger for 125. You think the Ying is better than the OP1W4K? Personally, it's probably not. Like, if I had to main one forever, given the quality of my units, I'd definitely go OP1. But if you prefer lighter mice, you're definitely going to prefer the Ying. It's really simple as that. Is it more worth it to buy OP1 Wii or OP1 8K? Oof. I would go OP1 8K, probably. But yeah, I don't know. Some people say the XM2 Wii is like a good mouse, but I just think they're coping. Like if they tried the XM2W, they wouldn't say that. Oh my god, some of these spam questions are just brutal. Thoughts on Superlight 2 after using it for a while? I mean, it's a goated mouse. It's just like it's just the standard mouse. At the 120 price, it's really not bad. I'll say it. You still have the LGG paracord on your wired NPO1S? Yeah, I think I gave that away though. Or I still have it. One of the two. Is the Heian and Viper V3 Pro a good combo? Yes. Should I replace the skates with not standard Obsidians, but maybe Obsidian Airs or Jades if you have an issue? Or why you look like a bread tuber? Somebody, is that the same person commenting? I genuinely like, what the fuck is bread tube? You have to start. Maybe I know what it is. I don't know. I hope I look the same as I did like the last time I streamed. I've never heard this before. Which manufacturer is worse, Corsair or Asus? On mice, definitely Corsair. Like, Corsair's never even produced anything half decent. At least Asus, they're not in the right meta, but they're producing competitive mice. Tell me the best mouse. There is no best mouse, man. Get a grip. Get a grip. That Vaxi mouse looks nice, but is it worth 140? I mean, it depends. If you don't know like what a Vaxi or Zowie like mouse and build feels like, it's kind of hard to explain, but if you just don't want to pay up for the quality, you don't have to. Like it's not going to provide you double the mouse experience that a $70 mouse will. Have you tried the Zowie EC2 DW? No, has that released yet? I have no intel on the new Zowie mice. Like I kind of want to try the new U2. Did you try the new Gravistar mouse? I saw it. I just don't like that company. Seems like a joke. Something is just off about that company. Like, why are they producing that shape? It makes no sense to me. Does Ying get seal of approval? I gotta test it more. I'm probably with my new mindset of being more stringent with the seal of approval. Probably not. Like 180. I don't see the appeal. My click is broken on GPX2 every time. Have you like gotten a fresh copy? You could get it, use your warranty. That's one of the things you can do considering the mouse, it hasn't even been out for the entire warranty period. So you could definitely get a new one, but also the Maya X. I gotta teach people about warranties. That might be a video. A lot of water bottles there, only, well, I guess it is 4. Yeah. How important is click latency to you? Not that important. I mean, there are people genuinely shitting on the ULX for having 0.4 ms of click latency. I think that's like a disease. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, wait, I gotta, what the hell? This guy's spamming about skates for his Viper V3 Pro. I just made a skate tier list, man. Like, it's just crazy. How can you get the WMS Ying? I got it sent to me, but I don't know how the everyman could get one. Are they in stock? Is it like a pre-order? Finally getting my hand on Zyzrael after 4 years. Has it really been 4 years since that mouse released? Holy shit. Aria 2 or Zaupin Z2 Pro? Z1 Pro? I'd say Zaupin, honestly. I like the smaller shape, but that's all it comes down to. I don't really like either mouse. Got Pulsar X3 on the way. Hope it feels better. It's like, if you want like the G703 shape experience, it gives you that. What happened to a 9 mousepad giveaway? I explained it earlier. The winner I wanted to pick, I just couldn't find the comment because there's 2,000 comments, but Twitter only shows you like 200. And I thought I was liking the comments on Twitter that I wanted to win, but I only found one that I liked. So I will announce it at some point, but the winner's been picked. What about best shape of the year? Like the best unique shape new edition of 2024? That's a really good question. Because when you think of it, most mice were just like shape refreshes. The only new one I can like think of is a Zowie U2. And that was like super early. I guess the Viper V3 Pro was new, but I wouldn't say it's a top shape. XM2 Wii versus XM2W 4K, big difference? I mean, I main the XM2W 4K and I hadn't touched my XM2 Wii in like years. I just prefer having the latest tech, like a refined mouse. The switches I hated on the XM2 Wii. It's just a better product overall. Some people are like not coping hard with the XM2E, but it's like they just won't even acknowledge that the XM2W is a better product. So it's weird. You should just link your skates, mouse, and mousepad tier list in your video descriptions. True, but it wouldn't even help. Like people won't even go to the description. If somebody just wants to ask a question, they're gonna ask the question. So I've come to accept. Razer Huntsman Mini with red switches, no good. See, I shouldn't. See 3. That's like bordering on timeout worthy spam. How do you found? What? No, I was saying like other giveaways combined, there were 30 winners. The WMS was for 3. Okay, this spam is crazy, man. What the hell? I have the GPX1. Should I upgrade? Yeah, if the GPX2 is affordable in your region, I would upgrade. It's not gonna be like game changing though. Okay, I gotta start being fucking fascist with these timeouts. Have you tried the Ponage Zenblade? Yeah, it's nothing great in my opinion. It's like there's a bunch of Hall Effect boards that are kind of just like in the same. Like okay, it's a fine Hall Effect keyboard tier. I need to make a tier list of them though. That's a good idea. How are the skates on the XM2W 4K? They're not terrible. Like Endgame Beer stock skates, you should definitely replace them, but the stock ones aren't awful. I still have the stock one on my OP1W 4K. Why do you ignore me? I don't purposefully ignore people, but I do purposefully ignore questions sometimes. Love from Poland. Shout out to Poland. What is a gaming mouse? You're looking right at them. Gaming mouse is a state of mind. Found a GPX2 $80 pink brand new at Best Buy. That's pretty good. What's your main pad right now? Recently, it's been the Artisan Key 83 for like the past week or two, and also the Pulsar Hyperion. There's a big difference shape-wise between the Mad R and the XM2W 4K. Pretty big shape difference. I predict an influx of AI-assisted mouse and keyboard sooner or later. What do you mean by that? Like AI-assisted? Like Logitech has one, but it's like an office product. Love from Armenia, from India. Wow, that's a fucking whole globe in here. Shout out to the globe. Will you review Atlantis Made Champions Edition? No, I like briefly covered it a while back. It's just an Atlantis Mini with a new color and a new sensor, right? They should release like a 40-gram version of that mouse though. Just kidding, I'm American? Damn. Are still Armenian at heart. What would you choose between the Ying and the OP1 4K? At the moment, the OP1W 4K, but maybe I just need to use the Ying more, but probably not. Yeah, it would be cool, I guess, if they made like a standard version with a normal material, but I don't know if that's in WMS's like MO. A mouse better? Okay, wait, I gotta time out, man. Mouse better than Viper V3 Pro. If you have a Viper V3 Pro, it's fine. Very good. Machine learning pulling rate would go crazy. What does that even mean? Does it actually glow in the dark? I don't think so. Like I was not able to get it to glow under any circumstances, but maybe that's a skill issue. Pulsar Feynman best ergo? Not really, in my opinion. Was that another $180 mouse? I mean, these companies love $180 exotic material mice. These have to have some type of crazy margins. Have you tried that weird tiny Keychron mouse, the M4? I think I did. It was a bit too heavy. Like, I actually kind of did enjoy the shape, but everything else about it kind of sucked. So many of those cheap China fingertip mice just had awful click quality. You have to hold it under a UV light to have it glow, from what I'm aware. Okay, so it's a bit different from what you'd think of glow in the dark, but I mean, if it passes, it passes. Bought a Maya X over an XM2W 4K. Is that okay? No, you're going to hell. That's a grave sin. Of course it's okay, man. How's durability seem on the Key 83? On this soft copy, I mean, I've nothing bad to note. Still feels like there's not any slow spots. Still feels the same all around. Honestly, if anything, just compared to my memory, and maybe I'm just using mice with like faster skates or something, but it's playing faster than I remembered. I want to see some gameplay, man. I put gameplay, like in my XMTW video, I put gameplay, and there's like, I get one comment about the gameplay, so I just figure people don't care. People say they want to see gameplay, but it's like, is that true? Don't buy used mice. Generally good advice. I mean, mouse market and stuff, if you can find a good deal, not bad. But like, I see a lot of people like buy used broken mice on eBay for like $30, and they're like, I got a great deal. It's like, no, you got a fucking used year-old broken product for aftermarket price. Will Zebra Zero release ever? Yes, it will release. It will. And when it does, it will all make sense. You'll be like, oh, it was all worth it. Favorite mouse from Beast X? Well, WO Mouse is the company. They made the Beast X, but that is my favorite mouse from them. Maybe they should change their name to the Beast X. Remember when it was called like the Rubik X or something? Crazy. I would love gameplay clips on all mice if you can. I mean, I could. It's to me, I guess I understand that it doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't show anything. But if people want to see it, maybe I should make the people happy. Yo, what's up, Mizu? How's it going? Did you receive the mouse? The legendary mouse. I'm gonna buy... What the hell? Why did I lose that comment? I'm gonna buy my first wireless mouse. I have $80. It's the best recommendation. There's a lot of different options. I would recommend watching the last video I uploaded, because there's a good amount of options under $80, like the VXE Mad R, Skyrox mice, ATK mice. It just comes down to shape. What should I get as an upgrade from the ULX? I mean, what are you... If you're just looking for a light mouse, I can't think of many direct upgrades from a ULX. Why don't you multi-stream while testing your mice? Because I don't want to be streaming all the time when I'm playing games, clearly, because I fucking never do it. I don't know, I guess I'm too stuck in my ways when it comes to not, like, posting gameplay. What's faster, Magic Ice or Tiger Ice V2? I find the Magic Ice to be faster. Jesus, man. Do you still like the Vaxi one? Yes, I do. Oh, wow. Another mod. Deleted the message. What do you think about the Zero Mouse Blade? It looks cool and light, but it's not going to be something I main. But I will test it out. I think it's more interesting than the last version that I skipped out on was. Your chat is really full of spammers? Yeah, today I was thinking like 5 minutes ago, like maybe I'm like bitching about it too much, but no, there's actually like a lot of spam today. It's bizarre. Guys, stop spamming, man. Stop spamming. Peace in the ME. What mouse is very good? What mouse is good for very small hands? WO Mouse Beast X Mini, stuff like the OP1, like maybe not the wireless version, the wired version. I mean, it's the fucking same shape, but just wired version's a better buy. WO Mouse Ying. I mean, honestly, if you have small hands, you're not stuck for options. Blade album tier list? People always ask that. Is there like a tier list made? I'm just doing it in like 5 seconds based off of intuition. Not really put some thought into it. F1 Extreme Thoughts? It's really good. You know, like there's not too much for me to complain about on it. It's just like a 35, 36 gram small mouse. Have you seen the Maya V2 leaks? I haven't. I was thinking about that as well. I haven't seen a fucking mouse leak in ages. I was like, did people stop caring about this? Did mice stop releasing? Have you bought a new WO mouse? I bought a custom one. They're still doing custom mice? I totally forgot about that. I bought it broke from hitting carpeted floor. That's kind of insane. Yeah, I didn't even know that. What happened to House Gaming? He just quit. I remember he sent me a DM on Twitter like 6 months before asking like, does it make sense? Or like something about like making a product because it just wasn't worth his time to invest all of it into reviewing. And then I guess, you know, he made his disappearance. So, bless House Gaming on his new ventures. Are you buying a 50 series GPU? Probably not. I mean, maybe though. I'm not like planning to. Pros are using old wired Viper Mini. Who? What pros are using the wired Viper Mini? That's like when somebody on my like polling rate video said so many pros are using the 3370 sensor. I was like, name one, and they actually couldn't. They conceded that point to me. Do you think are the best mouse skates to pair with a Zero Soft? I mean, there's so many options. Like in my skate tier list, pretty much anything in the A or the base tier will work good on the Artisan Zero. Just standard like PTFE good skates. Oh my god, the spam about the tens mouse. See, you're starting to like learn like 3 messages in a row. That's not blatant, but it's still not good. Try to keep it to 2. Yeah, the tens mouse. I don't know. No thoughts whatsoever. Are you using any OLED care settings? No, that's for pussies. I have no idea. Maybe I am if they come by default. Wait, what was the question I was answering before? Will you be collabing with another company for a new Boardsy mouse soon? I don't know. I'm starting to get the Rocket Jump Ninja mouse reviewer urge to make my own shape, but probably not. Thoughts on alcohol? Thoughts on alcohol? I think, like many things, it can be beneficial in moderation, but alcoholism, that used to kill a lot of people. It still does, but it used to be even more. And drunk driving, that's no good either, but alcohol. All the pros use the 3335. Yes, exactly. I have a desire to design a gaming mouse. You should do something with Final Mouse. I wonder if Final Mouse will ever produce a new shape. Alcohol for BeanClick PR? I haven't played BeanClick in so long. Just aim training in general. I don't know what it is. Just lost the desire to aim train. I saw Voltaic release Season 5. What's up with that? What is up with that? I've been maining the WMS Boards Edition. It's goated. Thank you for making it. Yeah, I went when I was in China, like making those by hand in the factory with the green floor with my many young worker friends. We were having a blast, so I'm happy you're enjoying it all this time later. Thoughts on the Ying? It's like good, not great. Season 5 so much better than Season 4. Hop on Season 5. Maybe I'll try out Season 5. I think the Ying, like, pre-ordering it, expecting it to be the best mouse batch 1 without any, like, reviews or coverage. I'm not going to say it was, like, a foolish or a bad decision, but you can only reasonably expect so much. Yeah, I just think, like, button quality-wise, this could have been a bit better. Shell and stuff, not much to complain about. Have you heard of Optimum's Finalize Zero Mouse? I did. Okay, this guy's been asking about an Atlantis-shaped mouse. What does that even mean? There are like 2. Like the Atlantis or the XM2. I missed the Ying drops. They should have made more? I'm sure they will. I just bet they viewed the first batch as like a small, just like a test batch more or less. Also, like, it just doesn't feel as rounded in the back of my hand as the OP1 does. Thoughts on the LGG Neptune Pro? I've only seen a few review videos about all of them saying it's good. Yeah, it's a very good, like, pad on the speedier end of the spectrum. It's not hard to describe, but it's not like an abrasive textured pad, but it's also not smoothed out like the Raiden. It's a very unique pad. Good amount of dynamic friction. Are Final Mouse or WO Mouse worth it? I mean, if you want a Final Mouse, you're given a rare opportunity on the 7th to participate in a drop. And if you get one there, I'd say getting a Final Mouse from a drop is generally a good deal. Buying aftermarket, I don't recommend it. Do you have dreams about mice? Not often, but a few days ago I did. I forget what it was. Or it's just like there was a mouse in my dream. My dog also killed a mouse a few days ago, and he didn't eat it, which is very important. Do you think change from Akitsu to Ying will be good for me? I think, like, I don't think it will be that meaningful of a change. Nor will it provide you, like, a much better experience. But I don't think the batch 1 Akitsu was very good at all. So I'm not sure. I think, like, a WMS B-Stex medium is probably better than both. But it is different. Show me XM2W settings. I mean, it's like the most bare-bones settings ever. No motion sync. No motion jitter. 2000 hertz. 1mm LOD. Hitscan Hyperlighter F1 Extreme. I mean, do you care about the price or do you care about supporting an American company? That's all it comes down to. Arbiter Kitsu mousepad, dot skates on the Skypad 3.0. Good combo for new GlassPad gamer. I mean, if you want the truth, that's not what I would recommend for... I mean, I wouldn't recommend a GlassPad in general. It's like you have a 40-gram mouse on a GlassPad. I feel like that just does more harm than good, but yeah, if you stick to it with some slow X-ray pad skates, maybe you'll like it. But maybe you'll eventually realize that cloth is just better. And that the truth hurts. Do mouse pads really make a huge difference? No, that's kind of why I don't review them. Because there's just so many that release, and honestly, like, if you haven't bought a new mouse pad in 3 years, like, you'd still be okay, more or less, unless you have some, like, outdated trash. If you haven't bought a keyboard in 3 years or a mouse in 3 years, you'd likely be missing out on some new tech. Yeah, I agree, Mizu, about the batch one Akitsu. Easiest way to clean a cloth pad? I mean, if you wash it, you're just going to have to wait for it to dry, which some people seem to, like, take big issues with. FK2 versus Vaxi XES, which is better in your opinion? The FK2 is a much better shape, I'd say. The XES is, like, for maybe smaller hands that want something a bit more crammed. Do you use motion sync on Final Mouse? I don't use motion sync on any mice. I don't think it makes a huge deal, though. I was considering turning it back on, seeing what I think about it. Sold my Zenblade 65 and ordered Ying 63. See, so many people, like, I've noticed, you guys are really attracted to, like, non-standard materials. I guess the Zenblade, that's just, like, what, aluminum? That's kind of standard for keyboard, but, like, plastic's fine. Not for the environment. Plastic's very bad, but it is what it is. Can I have the broken M-Chose signed for $30? I don't know. It seems like the going rate for Boardsy signature is around $600, given the previous super chats that led to a signed mouse. So that rate may not be good enough. Want to buy a Akitsu since Beast Mini is sold out? I mean, yeah, what is the new Akitsu? Like $125? It's not a terrible deal, honestly. 3370 versus 3950 is placebo? Not quite. Would you say 3335 versus 3950 is placebo? Because that's just wrong. And also, what about a 3370, like, using more than 1K? You just can't. Did you talk about the Final Mouse Horizon? Yeah, there's not much for me to talk about. It seems interesting, but I haven't tried it, and I don't know when I'm going to try it. Do you... like, if you have any questions about the Horizon, I can try to answer them, I guess. Booting ADHE good? Yeah, it's good, but I don't think it's, like, the only keyboard worth considering. Did you do a mouse giveaway for 100K on TikTok? Yeah, that was called Boardsy Fest. An in-person event. I am a top aimer in Valorant Radiant using fingertip on the WMS Mini. Thinking of getting the HSK Pro Ace. What are your thoughts? I mean, what more can you be than a top aimer than a Valorant Radiant? I don't think you can be much. I mean, I guess you could be the best aimer in a Valorant Pro. So in that case, yeah, you need a new mouse. Go for it and use code Boardsy. Actually, when will there be a new tier list for mice? Should be in a few weeks. ULX comp for 200 or the Beast X Max for 140? Probably the Beast X Max. It's a big price difference, but maybe the new batch ULX tomorrow, if you could get that, or 2 days, whatever. Should make a ZA14. Forget about the ZA11, ZA12. I mean, I'm surprised that China hasn't taken it upon themselves to do that. Appreciate the $2 Haunted Halo. Yeah, like a mini ZA13, like even higher profile. Why hasn't anybody done that? Have you heard of Caps Now? New tier list, please. Yours is outdated. This guy, like, really, the spam, the love for it. Did you buy the CSGO skin mouse? No, and I'm really happy I didn't. Those things seem fucking terrible. What do you think about the Arson Zero mid? I don't like it. Slow's better. And I don't feel like you've tried an artisan pad from that comment, so don't write off soft. See, and now another person's asking Zero soft or mid? This is just a crazy question. What do you think are good skates for an artisan Hien? I mean, just like anything, good PTFE. You guys overcomplicate this skate equation. I think you need to, like, match skates to the pad. Use good skates. M-Chose Ultra is more worth it than Mad R or Skyrox V8. It just comes down to shape. Like, the thing that Skyrox has going for it is they actually have, like, unique shapes. Like, Mad R and the L7, they're just very boring shapes. But the L7, at least, it's kind of like a Pulsar X2 Mini. But yeah, I haven't been using my L7 Ultra a ton. What do you recommend mouse and mousepad for Hisense? I don't know. Use whatever works. Are you a dot user now? No. I'm trying to revert away from dots as much as I can. What mouse skates for XM? I mean, Magic Ice. I feel like many of these questions are answerable. Can you review the Mad Lion G ROM ES21? Probably not. I got that ROM mouse. It's nothing special. Not a good shape. But was it cheap? It's probably cheap. Bet 11 keys. I appreciate that. A Viper V3. Should I get the XM2W for a better shape? I mean, if you... Like, objectively, it's probably not worth it to spend that much on a mouse in a year. Like, if your Viper V3 is working fine. But if you want a new mouse experience, yeah, I'd say go for it. It's like one of my favorites on the market. We want 2025 mice tier list. Well, I want to have enough mice to make the tier list to the point where I'm not leaving things out. So by the time I make it, people are going to be like, oh, you should have included X mouse. This is a hard concept to conceive. Why are you staying away from dot skates? I'd say dots are like really good for glass pads, but on cloth, they're just not better than like full-size skates. And it's just, especially on pads with any type of like give to them. You don't need a tier list? No. There needs to be a tier list. This is correct. It doesn't need to be spammed for like fucking every 5 seconds, but the tier list will come. My Viper Mini sensor cuts out every so often. I've had it for 3 years. Do you think it's giving out? Is it the sensor or is it the cable? But yeah, if you've had a Viper Mini for 3 years, you've paid like $10 a year for mouse, you can probably get yourself an upgrade. Can I even get made to fit skates for the L7? That's a good question. What is this cutout? Is this like the same as Pulsar? It's like close to Pulsar, probably not identical. Yeah, I don't know. Some Chinese company will probably get around to it at some point. Just buy HitScan Hyperlight. I don't think that solves everybody's mouse dilemma. What's your main, bro? Be for real. Now, I'm only gonna give you my sponsored main. I'm never gonna let you guys know the main mouse I actually use when the cameras are off. Does the XM2W feel similar in hand to the X2H? Not really. I mean, they're similar in concept. Like, they both have, like, high-profile backs and, like, just a wide filling feel, but the X2H is way different. The HitScan isn't my favorite shape. Yeah, I mean, the HitScan, it's not a bad mouse by any means, but, like, 130 for it with the high-pulling dongle, that's more than the F1 Extreme. Interesting, Mizu. Uneven bases are caused by uneven distribution of screw tension in the PCB. Mouse advice in exchange for money. I mean, I'm answering plenty of questions for free, but if you want to send money in exchange for mouse advice, who am I to say no? Switch Sora V2 to XM2 Wii. If you want to try something a bit heavier, perhaps, but I don't know if you're brought into like the lightweight of the Sora. Maybe stick with her. Switch to something in the 40-gram range. How quick is your adjustment period from mouse to mouse, given you try so many? It just comes down to the shape. Like when I got the Sora wireless after using the XM2W, like it was very simple. It's like, oh, this is just a smaller version of the shape. I can like use the same grip and it works. But I'm trying to think of like probably the Pulsar X3 was the last mouse I got that just felt so weird in hand compared to everything else and like made other shapes feel weird. Yo, X Toxic with the 125, what is that, the Philippine peso? It's 2 a.m. Enjoy your vids a lot. Thanks again for the insightful and base discussion. I really do hope 2025 is a good year for gaming mice. Appreciate that comment, that positivity, and the 125 pesos. Have a good night, man. Is Kovacs the best aim trainer in 2025? Yeah, it's kind of Probably. I mean, if you're loading up AimLab, you need to get a grip. But, so yeah, the only competition's Kovacs. Which Zowie mice would you recommend trying if I never tried Zowie? Um, it depends. Like, their new lineup at $150, it's tough to recommend one shape if you've never tried any of them. They do have the C series wired mice for like very cheap though. Just want to test the shapes out. My Zowie pick is probably the S2 though. Is an S2 similar to the XM2? Not quite. You can look at ELO shapes actually, like explains it kind of well. Use any, but AimLabs has a paywall. Well, no, AimLab is free, right? But, you know, if they say nothing in life is free. Ying is worth price, do you think? No. Personally, I don't think it is. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you do... I guess I'm just not accepting the mindset that some people just want a lighter OP1. And if that's what you want, then this will probably be good. But, yeah, I don't know. AimLab's UI is clunky? Yeah, that's the same complaint I've made for, like, literally 5 years now. And it's just never changed. Like, they're just, I don't know. The thing about Kovacs is it was, like, originally a one-man project. He just wanted to make, like, a sandbox aim trainer. There's something to respect there. Would Viper V3 Pro still be it? Like, yeah, if you have a Viper V3 Pro, it's still a top mouse on the market. AimLab is free, but they make you give them your email, yeah, and then they fucking sell that for $1 billion, and then you're looking like a fool saying it's free. Kovacs just works, exactly. Hi, Borty. What do you think is better, X2 Mini or Ninjutsu Sora V2? Personally, I'd take the X2 Mini, but the Sora V2 is lighter. But there is like the MCHO's L7, which is just a Chinese version of the X2 Mini, pretty much for like $66, much lighter. Yeah, I saw somebody comment about the Pulsar Hyper Light, or the Crazy Light, whatever it's called. That seems interesting. 34 grams with the X2 Mini shape, and I complained about that in one of my videos. I was like, Pulsar just they need to copy China and make their mice lighter. OP1 8K or Skyrox V6? I'd go with the OP1 8K. But I mean, nothing wrong with Skyrox mice if you want to go light. They changed the UI a few months ago. They could change the UI a million times. It's just there's so many fundamental issues with like actual scenario discovery. Like it's never gonna change. They love their system too much. They need to like wipe the whole company. Where can I buy a speedy mousepad that's big enough to fit my large IKEA desktop? Isn't just plain black? I mean, does X-Ray Pad do custom desk mats? Maybe. Desk mats they're dead. Nobody cares, pays much mind to desk mats. Because the thing is, if you want a mousepad that actually has a good quality base, that adds to the cost. And you don't want to waste so much of that just on like stuff that's never going to be mousing area. Is the L7 good? Yeah, it's good. Maybe I'm just like desensitized to these Chinese clones, but like, yeah, $66 for that mouse seems very competitive. Razer Viper Mini is peak? Yeah, it's crazy. I guess Razer doesn't believe that though, because they kind of gave up on it. What skates are you using? On my Vaxi mice, I'm using stock skates. I guess actually on all three of these mice, I'm using stock skates. WL mouse came stock with dots. Shocking. How's the Ying feeling? It doesn't feel bad, but it just doesn't feel special. And I do like, it's not like deal breaking, but I do have some like typical quality issues with an exotic material. I think this is actually the same issue I had on the Asus mouse. Ying coating chalky? Kind of. It's definitely not like rubberized, and it's also not like how slippery the old EOLXs were. When would you do a mouse giveaway, man? I've done more mouse giveaways in like the past week or 2 weeks, however many weeks, than like any other reviewers. I don't know. If you don't win any of those, it's just not meant to be. Gonna put Tiger Ice dot skates on my Vaxi mice? Yeah, I actually haven't tried Tiger Ice dots, I don't think. Do you have any insider info about the B6 Mini restock? No, not at all. I don't talk to WMS like at all, surprisingly. They just like sent me, they're like, hey, we have new mice ready. What color do you want? Many people in your Discord said 60 more is worth it for ULX. Like, you're probably not going to notice the performance difference. Like, it's in like fractions of a second, microseconds. But yeah, I mean, not really a big deal. What's your main mouse right now? Is it the XM2W? Yeah, pretty much, but I'm testing 3 mice to review, and they're all smaller, so I'd say these are like kind of my main for the moment. Jesus, man, don't spend $160 on a GPX2, but also, like, do you really need to spam about it? Can't you, like, think about that in your head? Like, in the time you're, like, spamming Control-C, Control-V, just, like, think with that brain of yours. Big brain. Too many options. Yeah, that's an issue. There's so many options. 10 years, we're probably not even going to be using mice. Sorry, just joining your Discord. Would love to participate in one. Damn, you missed out. Missed out by, like, during the holidays. I was just doing giveaways every day. Is the new Final Mouse worth getting? If you're like, if you want to try a ULX, probably. Or if you're like a Final Mouse fan. The thing is, like, whenever people ask that, I understand that if you want one, you know you want one. If you're questioning it, you probably don't want it. But I will be live streaming it. I'll be going for it. I will say that. No mouse in 2035, confirmed by Boardsy. I mean, this could very well happen. Have you tried one of those pistol grip mice? No, I got offered to review one like years ago. But I didn't bother. I don't know which shape I should go for, because... What? Don't want to spend 1K to try... I don't even know what you're talking about. Thoughts on the shocking Dairyu 950 Air? I don't know. Dairyu used to email me, like, no joke, 10 times a day. And one time I was just like, please stop emailing me. And they're like, why? This collaboration will be perfect. That doesn't have anything to do with your question, but I just haven't tried Dairyu's recent offerings. Best budget mouse? VXE Mad R for $50 is probably the best one. And, like, if you expand your budget like $10 or $20, you get a lot more options. But I think when I get asked the budget mouse question, it's just very easy to direct people towards one mouse. That'll probably be good enough. Now, with performance becoming basically all the same, is it worth it to buy a good shape that came out? I mean, it's unlikely that there's going to be a new revolutionary shape in 2025 that nobody's seen before that just changes up the market. Like, I'd say 95% of what's there was to be explored with mouse shapes has been explored. I just realized my camera froze. Do you think generally all mice should have aftermarket skates? I don't think that generally ever hurts a mouse, but I don't think it's like a necessity. Stock PTFE skates are what most people use. Okay, here we go. Camera's back. Do you have any issues with dot skates on Artisan soft pads? Yes, some. That's kind of why I don't like them, because it's usable compared to Xsoft, let's say, but it's still not good. Like, if you're using a soft or an Xsoft pad and you've written it off because of dot skates, it's foolish, my friend. That is foolish. What's your recommendation for a small ergo? Death Air V3 Hyperspeed, Pulsar mini sizes. Those are generally my top ones, I think, that are affordable. I think it's worth it to upgrade from R1 Pro Max to Beast X Max. It could be. If your R1 Pro is, like, not feeling great, I think the Beast X Max is better, but I don't know if it's, like, needed. What do you think about the motion sync setting? I just think it's largely useless. Worst mouse ever? It's a tough question. I mean, the original Booga mouse was kind of just insane. Subscriber Q&A when? I did a Q&A like back in 2021 or something, so maybe this would be a good time for it. But these streams are practically Q&As, just like answering questions. What do the Ying switches feel like? Just like standard Omron opticals, but not like the click feeling and response doesn't feel as good as they do on the Beast X series. What about donut skates with a larger surface area? They're good for the most part. Like, I was able to use the Jade donuts on my Zowie S2DW on X-Soft pads, like, without an issue. How much hate has your Rage Bait shorts? I do so much. Like, I don't... Sometimes I'll just check the comment section. The comment will have, like, 10,000 likes, like, 300 replies. I'm like, wow, there are people, like, spending their time in my YouTube Sports Shorts comment section in the big 2025. If you're using XM2W, is it better shape / build quality over other mice or shape? ? See, it's like, this is one of those questions that just makes me throw my hands up in the air. Better shape is subjective, but I don't even know if that begins to answer your question. Jesus. What was this question? See, I should read it before timing the person. It was like X2 V2 or Skyrox V8. I mean, Skyrox V8's a better price. It's also a different shape. If you want the back hump or no back hump. What do you think about the Vaxi Ninjutsu Sora? Worth it if Vaxi is not shipped outside the U.S.? What do you mean they don't ship outside the U.S.? They're not even a U.S. company. But I don't know if they ship to your country. They have like retail, or not retailers, but they do ship globally. And from like Hong Kong or something. What do you think about the Death Adder V3 wired? It's a good wired ergo mouse. It's large, good performance, cheap. Was the 9 mousepad giveaway winner announced? No. It's a long story, but basically I couldn't find the winner's comment who I wanted to pick, and I can show you guys who's gonna win it since many people are asking. Where is it? It's this guy. Okay, this setup is going to win it. But I looked at this guy's profile, and doesn't look like he's from a good country, so it's unfortunate. But he'll win it. So there you go. Would it be worth it upgrading from a Model D? Yeah, anything. Just get off that glorious Model D. That would be my big suggestion. OP18K, that's such a different mouse. Like, see, why is that your only option? Why wouldn't you just upgrade to something similar to the Model D in shape? Why'd you go for like a super small, narrow ambi mouse? Is there a difference in texture between the black and orange Zero? Nothing like major. Like the orange might be ever so slightly smoother, but it's more schizo than anything. Do you know Alla SC800 mouse? Even at $40, it's probably just like some mediocre OEM trash. It is so flat and clean looking. This one is the Vaxi Sora, if that's what you're talking about. People are praising the OP1 shape so much that people looking for a new mouse just think of it as the best option regardless of shape. That could make sense. Because I see on Amazon, it's like one of the most, like when you look at it at checkout, they're like, this is a commonly returned item or something. So I guess a lot of people just realize it's fucking really thin. Which mouse has the worst software, and would you avoid it completely? I hate Asus's software, but they do have like the less invasive drivers. I'm not a huge hater of Synapse, but I'm like, I understand why you would hate Synapse. I don't understand the G-Hub hate, really. What about the Padsmith Crucible Pro? The Crucible Pro, I don't know. The Genesis Pro is really good. The like black speed one. It's one of my favorite pads. So I've had so many good pads come through recently. It's kind of insane. And I've been putting most of my time on the Key 83, so I'm just a bad mousepad reviewer. I've been playing with the G Pro Wireless for 6 years. Should I just go with the Superlight? Yeah, and you're going to be mad at yourself that you didn't get it like years earlier. Very common trope. What would you recommend for a budget mouse? It's my second mouse. That's why it's budget. I don't know what you consider budget. I think Skyrox makes some pretty good options for around the $70 price. I don't know if you're Turkish with that name, but the Turkish lira, it's going down every day, I've seen. How is the Key 83? It's really good. It's like speedier than I remember it playing. I've compared it to the Hayato Otsu, and it's definitely a bit faster than that. I like it for Fortnite, but I haven't been putting a ton of time on like hybrid textured pads, so it just feels different. Haven't really directly compared it to the Heian much in this like recent stint of testing. Mad R or Mad R Major? I have the standard Mad R. Is it worth it paying $20 more for the Major? Probably not. What do you think about glass fiber mouse pads? Hotline Games. I don't even know what you're talking about, honestly. Didn't know Hotline Games made a mouse pad. Would you recommend donuts over dots for glass pads? Not necessarily. I think dots are fine on glass, especially with like smaller mice. What mouse pad do you recommend for Fortnite? I've been testing a lot of them. Like, a lot of pads are fine. Like, I'll say I recommend the Artisan Zero, but I've been using the LGG like Hyperion recently, the Type 99, just plenty of other control pads like the Kurosan Shogun, and it's like it works. Pretty much anything is gonna work in Fortnite unless it's just stupid fast, I think. And depending on your playstyle, you don't want something like too muddy. Viper V3 Pro versus WL Mouse Beast. It's just a weight, just a matter of weight. Is Final Mouse worth it, or is there something better with similar weight? I mean, if you don't know about WL Mouse, and you're like in the market for a Final Mouse, you've kind of been living under a rock, so I don't know what to assume in that case. But, yeah, there is a Final Mouse drop soon, so now's a good time to consider one. You already talked about the Ying? Yeah, I mean, if you have any questions about it, feel free to ask, but I'm not blown away. I was kind of expecting, I don't know, I guess this is what I was expecting. It's just like a lighter OP1. But I'm just not a big fan of this like carbon material. How many units do you think the Final Mouse drop's going to have? Isn't it 10k per... Wait, is it 10k total? I actually have no idea. I think they announced it, though. The Ying's just not something I'm really going to use a lot. But I can see people liking it, especially if they get, like, better copies than I have. Can you guys hear this? It's like the side-to-side wobble. 5k each. Okay, interesting. Relative to the cost of the Final Mouse ULX, is the ULX worth it? Wait, is this like, am I actually like, are there AIs, bots in my stream? Like, why are people, I had this question earlier. Somebody was like, is the shape better or is it the shape that's better? What's going on? I'm losing my mind here. What's your preferred Final Mouse shape? For fingertip, definitely the small. For claw, it's like something about me, I don't just love the large or the classic size. I also don't love the medium. Yes, I'm a bot? Okay. Well, at least the bots are coming out. Dharma Shark M3 or Attack Shark X3 good budget options? No, they're pretty trash, but they're, like, decent for the price. Like, at the Attack Shark X3, it's just not a mouse that's going to hold up. Just join the stream. Do you like the OP1 more than the new WL mouse? Yeah, I've had a better time with the OP1 4K, but I only have had the WL mouse for 2 days so far. Should put some more time on it. Is a ULX better than a ULX? This is crazy, these questions. It's interesting that they put the power button on top of the sensor. It's very rare. Looking forward to the LA1 V2 at all? Basically XM2, but 40 grams? Damn, I didn't even know that. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to check it out. I'm not losing my mind over it. But if it's the same shape as the LA1, it's not an XM2. What do you think about the R1 Pro? Not good quality. Or at least my unit isn't. I can see how other units would wind up the same. I think the Mad R is just better. No need to get the R1 Pro. Would there be a huge difference? Yeah, I mean, that's about as drastic of a shape difference as you can make. Like, in my mind, it just makes no sense not to go for, like Pulsar X-Lite V4, V3, any type of EC style shape. Isn't carbon fiber a good material? Yeah, but this isn't... These mice... No mouse besides Zankudeng, and maybe some parts of the Asus ROG Harpace Extreme are actually carbon fiber in the sense that people think. Like the Akitsu, the Ying, even the ULX, these are carbon composites. And it's just not a good material for click design at all. Is it worth switching from the Sora V2 to Beast X Mini? Could be. I mean, if you like really small mice. This mouse is so ugly. What's the hype? Well, it's forged carbon and it's a shape clone, so people are happy about it. But yeah, I don't understand. Like, you can just make a mouse out of carbon, just charge whatever fucking price you want. It all just feels like plastic or metal at the end of the day. Yeah, this really feels like plastic. I'm not like proposing that it is plastic, but like most people, they're not going to be able to tell that this is a different material. It has no type of like actual texture to it. It is what it is. But at least like this makes a bit more sense than a fucking keyboard made out of carbon fiber. Peak coating on a mouse right now? Maybe. I really like the coating on the XM2W, but I don't know if I'd say that's like the single best coating. There's a lot of coatings that are similar. Wallhack SP4 best skates? I don't know if you're looking for control or what. There's good skates for certain situations. How do you deal with dots not fitting the super light bottom cutout? Like a normal person, I just use full-size skates. Shocking. Also, like, dots should fit the cutout. Got some large dots. Best mouse between $100 and $130? There's so much. Like the XM2W. What's the other one? Maya X. These are great mice. How would dots not fit? I mean, there are like some large dots, but that's like pretty much. I think most dots are like around the 8mm mark to fit on the GPX. Maya X or GPX2 Dex? I mean, depends what shape you want. Most people probably the Maya X. Yeah, I just like don't feel like you can sand the bottom like if you need to, but I just don't recommend doing that across the board. Thoughts on a collab with a mouse brand to make a mouse? I mean, it seems like that's the natural progression as a mouse reviewer. What do you think of Ponage's new mouse that's coming out? The Trinity? It's interesting, but I have no idea when it's actually going to be in my hands. But yeah, I feel like I'll probably wind up thinking same as the Ying, that it's doesn't feel bad, but it's just not crazy. But if it's actually close to the Viper Mini shape, maybe it would be good. Too many mice have warped bottom blades. True. Maya X2 Lite. It's a bit lighter than like what I prefer, but I'm sure if I switch to it for like a month and I only use the Maya X and like the ULX large, I would be adjusted to those mice and I would like them a lot. What happened to the Zebra Shiesty? That was like it. They just randomly sent that to me. Then they sent it to other people. I don't know what Ghost Glides is doing with that. Maybe they're selling it, but no type of a collab. Ying build quality versus ULX? I mean, I feel like if I squeezed both of them as hard as I could, they would both break. If I just apply like standard in-game amounts of pressure, I don't really have issues with either, but maybe like, I don't know, there is a bit of flexing, like side flexing that you would think there shouldn't be. Do you have a GPX Superlay and Maya X? Yeah, I would just like watch my videos where I've compared those mice. Was the Ying a clone of the OP1W, or just the OP1 shape in general? And it's not like a one-to-one like unnoticeable difference in hand. Like I'd say the Beast X is much closer to the ULX medium than this is to the OP1, but it's still close. The comfort groups of the clicks are the main difference. You keep all your mice plugged. How? I mean, if you think I have one dongle plugged in, I don't know how you could look at this and think they're all plugged in. I think they're, if anything, visibly not plugged in. You got any Hawk Chua coin? No. But my friend did shill me this coin called Corporate Audit AI. Today is Basti Day. Should check out. I don't even know what that means. Those words mean. Imagine having that many plugged in. I don't even think there are enough USB cables in the world. Do you ever adjust click debouncer, set it close to 0? Yeah, I mean, if your clicks aren't, in the eyes of some, if your clicks are not set to 0 ms, you're playing with an, like, uncompetitive mouse. you're just completely fucked against the 0 ms competition. Test all dongles plugged in at 8K? Yeah, I mean, there are some people who would do that, and then they would just blame the mouse for not having a good enough connection. And this is honestly, stuff like that on a smaller scale is part of the reason why so many people hate high polling rates. Beast mouse for claw. See, are you saying best, or are you asking if you should get the Beast X? There's no way for me to tell. Yeah. Does a mouse need the Nordic MCU? Why not Pixart? I mean, it's just a matter of, for most companies running like OEM firmwares, it's just like whatever the firmware is designed for. I think, which mouse is it that, which mouse did I recently use that does have a Pixart MCU? Yeah, there's like plenty of MCU options, just not many of them are being worked with. I didn't know that the, like one of the standard Nordic ones was like years old. Crazy. Which color of the drop are you going for? I'm going for green, but I think that one's going to sell out quick. So I might try to like min-max and go for something else. I feel like compared to the other Final Mouse drops that this one will actually sell out quicker, but my intuition of Final Mouse drops usually isn't good. So maybe it'll be the opposite. Do you buy one of the new Final Mouse? Yes, I'm going to. Did you know that you can assign a CPU core for your mouse software and processing using affinity tweaks? Yes, I have heard about that, but that's not, like, you just can't use 8K in Fortnite. It's just like a reality of the situation. M-Chose L7? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh, no, you're asking what I think of that. I'm lucky. Estimate, yeah, it's just going to be the 189 price. I will stream the Final Mouse drop. Fingertip grip torn between the Maya and the Ninjutsu Sora V2. I mean, I would add like the Hitscan Hyperlight or the ATK F1 to that equation. I don't love the Sora V2 for fingertip, but I also don't love the Maya either. I'd probably give the Sora V2 the edge though. Do you play on 4K usually? Nah, 2K. I even dropped to 1K because Fortnite was giving me issues, and then I did some tweaks. I was like, no way my PC's fucking up with 2K. Then again, people fear staining despite the coding being different. Yeah, but I mean, whenever there's a Final Mouse drop, there's always so many people on the site like trying to buy. I don't feel like people are just going to ignore the Clicks one. And Clicks has crazy amount of fans. They fucking wasted money on the like god-awful Clicks keyboard. The ULX, it's going to go in like seconds. Should I get the Akitsu or try to get Final Mouse? I mean, it's a big price difference, but I just really don't like the Akitsu very much. But I haven't tried the Batch 2. What volume do you think Final Mouse is selling out? What do you mean? Like, what amount of units? They tell you the amount of units. No need to think. But, yeah, I don't know how quick this drop's going to sell out. How long did it take for you to get your Skyrox P6? I don't know. They, like, sent it to me via DHL. So, from the time of shipping, like, a few days. But I don't know how they ship standard units. How's the new Vaxi NPO1 SV2? It's, like, shape and weight-wise, it's really good. But just for my hands, it's a little bit too low profile and kind of narrow, I guess. But, yeah, like, quality-wise, everything about this is on point. I do wish the sideburns were a bit bigger, but I guess they like couldn't make them bigger. Final Mouse when in stock for constant production ULX? That's a good question. Like, it seems like they don't even want to like pretend to address that anymore. Shape is good, but the mouse needs to be bigger. Yeah, with the NPO1S, that's kind of how I feel. But they have the NPO1, which in theory is just the bigger version. But then that's like, it's extremely bulky. So they need something that's just like a slightly, like a 4% larger NPO1S, maybe. That coating holds all the oil? Yeah, I don't even know, like, what the hell is going on there. It's crazy. Worst mouse reviewed in 2024? Maybe the M-Chose AX5, like the metal GPX. Like, that mouse, honestly, like, it ruined my day, like the first time I used it. Because I went on YouTube and I saw all of the positive reviews, and it really made me lose hope in the mouse industry. Best ergo? I mean, Vaxi E1, GPX Dex, those are my favorites. Death Error V3 Pro is not bad as well. Bit late, could you shortly tell us what you feel about the Ying? I mean, I think the Ying, it's a solid mouse. I have some click quality issues with my right mouse button. The weight is good. The material, it doesn't really move the needle for me. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just not what I look for in a mouse like for Fortnite. But for some people, especially if you like small mice, probably enjoy it. Yeah, it's just not like not a great claw shape for me. Feels very similar to like just mice like the ATK F1 Extreme in hand, where it's just too small for me. I'm not saying it's like an identical shape, but similar size for claw. How's the side buttons of the Vaxi U1? They're fine, honestly. They're very light to activate. Not any issues with like the movement on them. Are black mice fingerprint magnets? They can be, depending on the coding. Opinion on Piranha mouse mods? I'm just not a fan. Jesus Christ. I'm not a fan of any fingertip mice, whether it's Optimum Tech or not. Well, not fingerprint. Jesus Christ. Not a fan of 3D printed mice or fingertip mice, regardless of who is producing them. So yeah, Piranha mouse mods, like, they're cool. They were better back in the day when like there weren't many options for alternative shapes, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're probably not worth the prices, if I'm being brutally honest. Bro's spamming despite chat not going too fast. I mean, yeah, I was like overwhelmed by those messages. Fucking gave me a stroke. Freudian Optimum Bash. No, I mean, I'm not a fan of the like fingertip shapes in general. What's your top 3 mice of all time? That's a good question. I don't know if I have it off the dome. Do you like the Lamzu Thorn? Not really. It's one of those shapes that I never really got behind for claw. But I do like the GPX Dex, which is in some ways just like a larger version, so it might be that. But I do understand the like the Thorn for palm especially is very good. Damn, I need to clean my monitor. It's just like so dirty. I've been like spitting on it all stream. How light does a mouse have to be for you? Probably under 65 grams. That's more or less my cutoff. Boards, you have $70. What mouse are you buying? I swear to God, man, you've asked me this like 20 times, and I've answered you. So I just don't know what to say. Just in the time that you sit here, clearly not listening, maybe just go watch some of my videos and listen actively. When? I like 2 separate times earlier in the stream, I was like, maybe the Mad R or Skyrock's mice. And then I was like, go watch my last video. But I clearly. You've grown into yourself so much recently. The mustache fits you so well. These are comments, and I appreciate the compliments. It's great to see you, brother. Do you think someone with skinny, large hands would like the Lamzu Thorn? Possibly. I mean, you'd probably like the Viper V3 Pro a bit more. Was Juan Soto worth the money? Certainly. Certainly worth the money. They got to get Sasaki as well. That's the reason I have the hat on. But I heard he's not going to sign until after the 20th, and it's like, damn. Come on, rookie. What's the meta? 4-dot skates or 6? I've always been a 4-dot skate truther. Make a mouse Mount Rushmore video. That's actually not a bad idea. But the thing is, that video would probably piss off boomers because I don't like respect any of their mice from like decades ago. Have you tried Marvel Rivals? No, and I don't plan to. But it looks like I'm not a fan of hero shooter games to begin with. But that game specifically, it just looks awful. But I don't see people saying that. So maybe I'm the only one who has this like viewpoint where it looks like a fucking mobile game. Oh, my camera's not on. This is no good. Are there any brands you would like to see Vaxi collab with in the future? I was trying to think of that because somebody left a comment. They were like, what shape would you like Vaxi to do with next? I have no idea. I'm trying to think of a company that actually has like a good, unique shape, but they're just held back by like their failures as a company. The game is Buns. It's made by a mobile game company. Okay, see, I'm happy that there are people on my side. But yeah, it just looks terrible. So I don't know what's going on with it. Have you tried the finals? I did, like, a long time ago. But, dude, what the fuck is wrong with my camera? This is crazy. The game looks weird, yes, but it's a very fun game to play. People say the same about, like, Overwatch. What was the last one? Like, Deadlock. Who's still playing Deadlock? I'm going to take my victory lap with Deadlock here, because that game is dead as fuck. Yeah, that's the truth. Most games suck. Fortnite's the only good game. It's fun but buggy. Marvel Rivals, I heard the performance was awful as well. Never tried Deadlock? It was the talk of the town for a few weeks. Deadlock isn't even out yet? That's the hardest cope I've ever heard. It's out. If people wanted to be playing Deadlock, they would be. Like, it's not like you can't get access to that game. Yeah, it hasn't been officially released. Maybe they need to go back to the drawing board. I don't know why FPS is so bad right now. Yeah, I feel the same. Like, and it's not just me. Like, these games actually just suck. It went from 170k to 20k. Yeah, I mean, and it was just like, the point I'm getting at is the euphoria when it was around like 150k. People were like, this is the next big game. Like, you just need to play it for 20 hours. You'll love it. Like, no. Game's not good. I'm not coping. I don't even play the game. You can make the cope argument despite not playing the game. Do you like Rainbow Six? Do you like Counter-Strike? Do you have a window in front of you? The only yes answer is to the window question. Rainbow Six, to me, that game's like kind of a meme, but Counter-Strike, I understand the appeal. If I was born 10 years in the past, if I was 32 instead of 22, I'd probably be a huge Counter-Strike fan. But I was just born in the Fortnite generation. And that's the thing. Some Quake player was commenting, talking shit about me playing Fortnite. And I was like, you just have to realize Fortnite is Gen Z Quake. And it's a much better game. And then he got like mad at me. Give me Battlefield 3 remastered. I never was big into the Battlefield games. CS2 is so buggy. They should have stuck with CSGO. Yeah, I've heard a lot of complaints about CS2. I just hear the devs like don't really care about it. Fortnite, honestly, they have some awful desync bugs currently. The game's like, it's not unplayable, but it's not fun to play, like getting shot through builds and shit. Every stream there's a Fortnite Glaze section. That's what you got to realize. Like, I'm going to put my foot on the line for my people. And my people are Fortnite, artisan mouse pads. With mice, there's not even a mouse that I really glaze to the extent I glaze Fortnite as a game. You also play Build? Well, yeah, Build is like, that's the only type of Fortnite that's really respectable. No hate to the no-build players. Did you buy the Ice Spice skin? I don't think I did. I remember when she was in the game, you could hire her to be on your team. That was great. That was fucking crazy. Is the Ying really not a forged carbon? I've seen that screen. Like, I'm not sure what to think about that. I should just ask WO Mouse about, like, the material. But if you told me this was a plastic mouse, like, I could completely believe it. Thoughts on the Ponage Trinity carbon fiber? Yeah, I plan to review it, but I don't have any, like, big thoughts on it, nor do I think it will be, like, my main. No build is for returning players. See, that's what I thought. But I've had, like, my friends, they've stopped playing builds because they're like, I'm just never going to be good enough at builds. And then they play no build. And that, to me, is, like, that's the worst mindset ever. So I'm, like, losing friends to no build. It's terrible. They should have never introduced it. No build is for high ping. That's fair. But still, like, those South Africans went crazy with, like, 200 ping. Off topic, but is keyboard latency crucial / important? I'd say if you don't have a good Hall effect keyboard, you're at a big disadvantage. Well, I don't know if I'd say a big disadvantage, but I've seen the light of Hall effect since, like, fucking 2019, so I just would never go back to some shitty mechanical keyboard. I just hate build because there are too many sweats. Yeah, see, that's the common complaint, but you just got to become a sweat. It's like you wouldn't stop playing an instrument because they're, like, great professional musicians. You would keep playing that instrument. No build is so bad, go play any other BR. I've kind of come around to no build because they've refined it a lot more since it first dropped. But it's still, like, it's Fortnite that's missing the Fortnite. Aren't you like, Mizu, how old are you? Like 18 or 19? Unk status is crazy. Clicks was no Hall effect and no edit on release. Yeah, but he's also on the ULX now. So clearly Clicks he's coming around to peripherals. He was on the Air 58 for so fucking long. It's kind of crazy. People always complain about sweats. It just means they refuse to evolve. I see like both sides of the argument, because Fortnite is a game where it's like if there are like 2 standard deviations better than you, you're just not going to have a good time fighting them. Which I mean, the same can be said for other games. But I guess it's that like most other games have ranking systems where you won't face those people. But then again, most like really good Fortnite players aren't playing pubs, so truth hurts. I think I'm the same age as you. I'm 21. Oh, damn. I just turned 22, but yeah, more or less the same. What are your thoughts on the Venom HE? I want to get it, but it's like not one of these things that's easy to access. Same for CS? Yeah, that's what I figure. There are game modes specifically to avoid the sweats? Yeah, that's true. They just wind up playing them. Now, people who want like 80 bots in their lobbies, that's bizarre to me. Yeah, that makes sense to me, Alice. Because it is like a months long, honestly years long process to like really master it. Yeah, I want to buy Lounda Blitz, but I don't know which softness for Fortnite. I like the soft. Do they even have an X soft? I'm not sure. I just tried the soft and mid, and the mid is like very firm. When are you going to become a token warrior? At first, I thought you were talking about like Solana tokens, but probably never. I feel like all of those kids just cheat. Like the creative kids playing for money, I don't think there are many people in the world that I would trust less than the average like Fortnite creative wager player. Do you think Venom will be the Wooting killer? I don't think they'll ever like match the scale that Wooting's at, but I think a lot of people who like are Wooting truthers will try it and understand that like there's more to keyboards. Thoughts on Tickle? I like, why do I like know what you're referring to, but I don't. I've been asked about the G640 20 times. I actually have not seen. I feel like I've just been like blanking that question out of my mind. Not good though, not good. What's your main mouse and mousepad for gaming? There's so many at this point. It's kind of absurd. But recently it's been, I'd say like my main has been the XM2W, and the mousepad I've just been testing so many. But I mean the Key 83 for the past few weeks, but I wouldn't say over the course of months this has been my main mousepad. It's the flavor of the week. When Pell's large restock? I have no idea. The Whale's like mousepad restocking schedule is bizarre. Like what's happening with the Glaze Ultra or whatever? You on 480 Hz OLED still burn in report? No burn in. I think that's a myth. And honestly, like, wait, fuck, I saw another question or a comment. Liked your instruments analogy, but I don't see why a 22-year-old wouldn't enjoy CS. It's just you need thousands of hours. Well, it's just that I've chosen Fortnite over CS. That's what it comes down to. If I wanted to play like TAC FPS, it would have been a great investment to play Valorant from when it launched, but I don't have the desire. Just want to play Fortnite, a game like that. But yeah, 480 Hz OLED burn-in. Yeah, I think that's a myth. Like I leave my monitor on overnight sometimes, and it just like dims itself. So it knows what to do. Have you tried MotoSpeed X6? No. But somebody asked about it earlier, so maybe I should get that and the Attack Shark R6. Is the XM2 Wii still a good option? It's good for the price, but I would definitely recommend the XM2W 4K over it if you're making an investment into a long-term wireless mouse. Lighter mice aren't better. To an extent, I agree. Like, just because a mouse is 20 grams or 30 grams, it doesn't mean it's better than something that's like 40 or 50. Or 60. Or 70. People are too concerned about burn-in. The real problem is the reduction in brightness over time. Oh, interesting. I haven't used an OLED for like super long periods. This is my first one. Good morning, Drum. How's it going? You got the Lethal Gaming Gear gift card, right? The last stream. You can get more control from a heavy mouse. It is a heavier object. You gotta just look at physics. Is that unfocused mouse the Mad R? No, it's the M-Chose L7. It does look very similar, though. A lot of these white Chinese mice look very similar. Do you plan on taking PEDs to keep up with the cracked Fortnite kids as you push closer to 40? That may be the only option, but there are natural PEDs for your reaction time that come in the form of sun gazing, cold showers, blueberries, and fuck, there's a fourth. Whatever the fourth is, and maybe even a fifth. The fifth might be sleep. But yeah, you just gotta... You might take PEDs as well. Sun gazing? Yeah, I'm a true believer in sun gazing. People always think I'm joking. But it's like... Look, the sun is... Looking directly into the sun is the closest you can get to looking into the eyes of God. Recently started sun gazing? That's the meta. What about vitamin maxing? There's plenty of vitamins to take. I think like a multivitamin and some vitamin D, that like gets you close, but at my peak I was taking like magnesium and zinc as well, but I was just convinced I was pissing out all of the zinc. Do you at least put sunscreen? No, see, sun gazing, you don't, people think you have to like stare at the sun for like 5 minutes straight. You don't have to. You can do like 30 seconds, like even just 5 seconds when you're starting out. I do it for 10 minutes a day. My reactions are better, but I can't see shit now. See, you don't want to overdo it. There's this... Like, you don't want to give up your vision to the sun, because you can very well do that. You just got to use the sun to, like, power yourself. 30 seconds, 5 sets. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. That's, like... I mean, it depends where you are. Like, right now, the winter sun in the fucking Northeast, like, I could win a staring contest against it. But if you're in, like, a harsh environment, maybe a bit less. Shape over latency for mice. Yeah, definitely. But in most cases nowadays, you can combine shape and latency. Will you be using the Venom 60HE? Whenever I get it, but I don't know when I'm going to get it or how I'm going to get it. Skyrock's V8 thoughts. God, I've found like 20 questions about Skyrock's. You guys love that brand. Do people not have like the click quality issues that I do with them? Guys, don't take his advice. It's hella sarcasm to stare at the sun. See, I was, there's some sarcastic elements, but I am a daily sun gazer. You sun gaze with glasses on, or does that defeat the purpose? I wouldn't do it with glasses, but you can, like, close your eyes. That's what we call indirect sun gazing. And just, like, you probably want to do, like, at least 2 minutes if your eyes are closed, but that still works. Can you move that mouse to shake your legs? What the hell? I am, like, moving my leg as I'm moving my mouse. Maybe this is ADHD or whatever. The red-orange tint is so gorgeous. Exactly. Took my 3D printed fingertip mouse to school. Now I'm getting bullied. How do I overcome this? I don't think you can. I think you just have to embrace it. Nowhere says if magic ice is for cloth or glass, because it's a fucking PTFE skate. They just assume you understand that it's viable on both. But maybe that's an issue. They need to do more disclosure. What's your opinion on the G-Wolves HTR Pro 8K? I just don't like that shape, and they sent me a new version of it, and unless I looked at the package wrong, I don't think they include the fucking... Wait, what is this spam? 2 people are spamming the same question. I don't think they include the G-Wolves clay anymore, which is horrible. Is the Tangdao better in the Zero? No. Okay, can this question stop being spammed? Really tight budget for gaming. R1 SE Plus or AJ159? Oof, it is tough, man. That is tough. I guess the R1, if I had to pick between those two mice. Sun gazing in the winter, stargazing in the summer. Exactly. Stargazing. See, I can't do any of that in New York City, so I might be... maybe I'm missing out on the tech. Try today and confirm that partial blindness reduces latency. It does. Gives your brain less to process. Adderall greater? Maybe. You gotta combine them. Sun gaze wall, taking Adderall. Any news on Artisan mouse skates released? No, I should ask them though. I know they I think they're just still in the process of tweaking them and prototyping maybe. I just don't see them selling them on the website in the coming months. How long have I been live? Almost 2 hours. Shocking. Current gen OLED monitor review. Should I make a review on my 14? I don't know. I could make a review on this monitor, 40 Hz OLED. Can you drop a sun gazing tutorial? Maybe. Provide some proof, since people think I'm LARPing as well. That would actually make such a good video. With a typical, Windows tweak reduction thumbnail, but it's just IRL latency reduction. What was your best mouse of 2024? It came late, but probably the XM2W. For the first part, it was the Viper V3 Pro from when that released, but quickly a lot of other stuff came out. But ending the year with the XM2W, this was one of the only products I can remember that I just had to stop using in order to test other stuff. That's an insane idea. IRL latency reduction? Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it would have to come to it, but so many people complain about the 4MS on a Zowie mouse. I'm be honest, have you looked into the sun this morning to give yourself better mental clarity, focus, and reaction time? If the answer is no, then fucking don't complain. Put some work in before you complain. Best mousepad of 2024. I don't know. It's really tough because I got probably 50 mousepads and none of them were really memorable compared to just say my overall recommendation of get a Hien or a Zero. I did Zowie's pads towards the end of the year, but they weren't the best. That's how I feel with the Feynman. I have to put it down if I have other stuff to test. Yeah, it's honestly great to see that mice can still release and provide that feeling. That's the closest to concept of endgame that there is. Yeah, I didn't the Feynman was just a bit too small for me. Prefer the Vaxi E1 size. You can't break in 50 mousepads in a year properly? Exactly. That's the point as well. Mousepads, the thing with reviewing them, they take a lot of comparison. And it's just using so much shit. It's crazy. What the hell? There's some schizo. Just had some schizo Twitter comment. Best LGG mousepad right now? Maybe the Hyperion. I think the Hyperion is slightly better, in my opinion, than the Saturn Pro. And yeah, I mean, probably the Neptune Pro would follow that. Please shake your legs and not your arms. You will get a heart attack. From moving my mouse, I'm going to get a heart attack. Are you polishing the PTFE skates? Yeah, what you want to do is you constantly want to be making these figure 8 motions to constantly break into your skates. It just feels, this pad feels so nice, the Artisan Key 83. How fast is the Hyperion compared to the Hien? Definitely more controlled. But there's something, there's a nice element of speed to the Hyperion. I guess it's because the base, isn't too soft. I notice it a lot, when applying a good amount of pressure with the NP01S. But yeah, the Hyperion, it's not like a slow control pad. It's kind of the Saturn Pro-ish, but also mixed with the Zero, if that makes any sense to anybody. Does sun gazing work if it's cloudy as hell outside? Not to my knowledge. I won't sun gaze if there are clouds. Isn't it kind of like the Venus, the Neptune Pro? It's it feels, or are you talking about the Hyperion? The Hyperion feels nothing surface-wise like the Venus. But speed profile-wise, I guess, I only remember my OG Venus, not really. I haven't used that in years. What do you think about the Artisan Type 99? It's good. It's just a high-quality pad on the slower end of the spectrum. Have you received the Lamzu Inca? No. I don't know what Lamzu's doing with their new mice. Did you change your thoughts on the Vaxi Sora? I don't know what kind of thoughts I had, but they're more positive now than they were. I thought it was too small, but the more time I put, or maybe it's just I had actually used some way smaller mice, like the OP1 that is actually too small for claw, that now I'm kind of vibing with this. But I just still wish, like, I don't know, I wish it was a bit more XM1-like in its curvature and hump. Do you buy or get all your products sent to test? It's a mix. I'd say it's definitely majority stuff I'm sent at this point because I'm getting sent more stuff than I can like feasibly review. So if I buy more products on top of that, it's just like it's fucking mad. Have you ever used the LA1? I did. I don't think I ever covered it in a review, but I will cover the LA1 V2 whenever that releases. Have you tried any glass skates as good as the Viper Mini SE ones? Not that I can remember. Like, I don't really recommend any glass skates. Did it have creaking issues? Yeah, it had like some minor side flexing. Lethal got like really fucked over by their manufacturer though. Did Endgame send you your recent? Yeah, the XM2 and the OP1 4K. Yes. What are your thoughts on the BSX 8K? Very positive. Good for the price. You can check my review of it. Best mouse for 50, the VXE Mad R. Top 3 claw mice? For me, it's probably like Viper V3 Pro, Maya X, XM2W. But like the GPX is also good. Plenty of mice are also good. That's the truth. Coke Zero or Coke Vanilla? Probably Coke Zero. But one thing I noticed is like, well, I noticed it when I was in Japan. I've noticed it in like media I've seen online. It's like Diet Coke is only in America. Seems like the rest of the world is big into Coke Zero. Are you going to do any playing with viewers? This stream? Probably not. This stream's probably close to wrapping up. But in the future, I wouldn't rule out Fortnite with viewers. Why the Heian/Zero over LGG Saturn? I mean, the Zero versus Saturn, it can be a toss-up. But yeah, Zero/Heian has just been my recommendation forever. And it's served countless people well. But yeah, if you can get like a Saturn Pro at a better price, I mean, all the more power to you. Almost no Diet Coke/Pepsi in the EU. See, that's very interesting. What mousepad is this? The Artisan Key 83. Fastest pad with zero plushness. Infinity Mice Speed V2. I mean, I guess technically it would be the Final Mouse Horizon pad, right? Well, I guess we don't know the actual speed of that yet. But something like a Heian Mid would be pretty fast and rough. Zowie GTFX, Strider. Yeah, I mean, Speed V2, that's a very different type of pad. It's like smooth and fast. WO Mouse Ying thoughts? It's not blowing me away in like any realm aside from the shape and weight like feeling good. Yeah, I just don't feel like 180 for it is like a bargain by any means. By zero plushness, I mean like the feeling of an Artisan Zero Softs. I just don't understand what that means because plushness to me is like how much give the surface has. And if you want zero plushness, you would want the like more firm surface. Hello, yo Chris, what the fuck? What upcoming mouse are you looking forward to in 2025? I don't know. Like, it's a weird thing that there aren't many unreleased mice right now that I actually know are going to come out and that I'm excited about. Am I like missing anybody? Anybody in chat know any mice? Do you have a USB hub? Yeah, but I don't use it for mice. I don't recommend using one for mice. It's fuck, I don't know what brand it is. It's not like Anchor, but something Anchor adjacent. Bought the OP1 8K and XM2 8K. Nice. I mean, yeah, it's crazy that you can get both of those for the price of like $150 flagship wireless mouse. You'll definitely enjoy one of those shapes between those two, I think. Vaxi started releasing more mice in fluorescent green. You should ask for that in reviews. Yeah, I saw the like the lime green E1. That one looked great. Vaxi's, I was thinking Vaxi might have been the mouse company of 2024 for me. Then again, Endgame Gear had a good year. It glows on UV light. Yeah, I'll have to shine that on it eventually. Only mice I know of so far is the HTS Ultra that's being shipped and the Trinity Carbon Fiber. True. Yeah, the G-Wolf stuff, I guess I'm just like kind of I don't know. G-Wolves has never, in the past few years, made something that I actually keep in my rotation. So I guess it's just hard for me to actually have excitement for their stuff. GPX2 or Maya X? I mean, either, if you're comfortable with the weight of the Maya, you'll probably prefer that. But, yeah, I mean, either of them is a safe recommendation. When are you going to make a Trinity CF? Whenever I get it sent. I mean, yeah, that's what it comes down to. Ordered the HCS Ultra when it was 89. You took a blind leap of faith. You're like an OG Bitcoin holder. But yeah, I thought that was like, why would they? Did they just need the cash or something? It was bizarre to me. What mouse is that? The black with the white marbling? This is the WO mouse Ying, presuming that's what you're speaking about. And it's supposedly forged carbon fiber for the texture. There were like different colors, but I was told this one was glow in the dark. But it's like, apparently it's only glow in like UV lighting. So I don't know. I would have gone for like the green or fucking something. The XM2W 4K still your favorite? Yes, all of 1 month later, it is still my favorite. God, what mouse is it in the thumbnail? This is the OP1W4K, but these grips are a part of my upcoming collab with X-Ray Pad. I mean, this is revolutionizing the concept of a zebra grip. And then there are some like smaller ones as well. It's a sheet of grips, but there's still like some minor revisions being made. But they will be available. Best cloth mousepad for 50 to 60? Or just too many. Like, cloth mousepads? I've forgotten more names of cloth mousepads than most people know. Like the Hyperion, the Saturn Pro, the Zero, it's like those are all in the same price range. And they're not really better or worse than the others. Yeah, these are the Cicada wing grips. Just like standard rubberized, not too thick. What's your hand size? Like 21 by 11. Is your dog still being covered by the abundance of mouse pads? Yes, but it's not as bad, right? Like, we got rid of 40 pads. There's still probably 40, but, you know, there's less risk of it, like, fucking breaking in on him. Travel mouse pad Rex. Like, would that be something smaller? I just don't even know what a travel mouse pad would entail. But I think X-Ray Pad makes some, like, small sizes. How's the X1 Ultimate? I don't have it. Should I avoid getting an Artisan small? Yes, God. Do not, like, if you're getting an Artisan, the minimum is large. And I would still recommend XL, way more than large. But do not get a smaller or medium Artisan. Where's the foot cam? No foot cam. But I might be producing my own socks. Boardsy socks. Because I have this dilemma in my life where I can't find socks that both fit and don't cause my feet to itch. So I'm just going the route of manufacturing my own. And if it's good, there may be a new XXL sock brand in town. But we're not going to fuck with the small sizes. I would buy? See, now maybe I may have to appeal to the masses. But this is like a passion project. Like, I just need to solve this crisis. One of the only problems that money can't solve. Will they fit medium feet? No, they'll probably be like clown socks on medium feet. But maybe if things are successful, I will make socks for the medium feet people. But they're not going to be anything flashy. It's just going to be focus on quality. And I understand textiles with my mousepad knowledge, so I figure that translates well to socks. Like size 13? Yeah, see, the issue is like I've bought so many XXL socks that are advertised as like size 12 to 15, but they never fit. So it's like it will accommodate people with size 15 US feet. That's all I can guarantee. Otsu weave socks. Yes, I was thinking like why can't we put like the Artisan Zero weave on some socks? That would probably feel good. Vaxi does clothes, hit them up. Yeah, I was also thinking about hitting up Esport Tiger because I know that they do clothes as well. But this will happen. What shoe size are you in height? 6'1", size 15. This is a topic I've discussed many times before. It's just one of those things in life. Like sometimes you get large feet. Sock sleeve for mouse pads equals 0 friction. Yeah, that might be fucked. We might need a bit more friction. We might need a surface with some more stopping power. The mouse coating question, generally white coatings are a bit better than black coatings. Like a bit grippier. Why does Vaxi make clothes? I don't know, but they randomly did. I checked their website and like they did. My bad for starting that. You're good. This guy, size 15. But yeah, that's why it's like shoes. Finding shoes that fit, that's one thing. But finding socks, it is so much more difficult, which is why I've taken matters into my own hands. Do you have to change something important in the software from the XM2W 4K? No, like out of the box, it comes on fine settings, but yeah, I would make a few tweaks. Goddamn, fat or skinny toes? It's like my feet, they've been fucked over by the modern shoe business. Like, I'm not actually bought into like the idea of not wearing shoes, but like, I understand that my feet have been like fucked over by being forced into shoes with not a wide enough like toe region. It's just this whole nightmare, the whole shoe business. If you have large feet, maybe I should start reviewing these as well. How much to shave the stash? I don't know. Like, probably at least $1,000. But the thing is, like, it would grow right back. In a few months. So I wouldn't like. I'm not one of those people who's like, I'm never gonna shave my mustache. You know, it's hair. It just comes back. Shoe review. Now, I'd be a terrible shoe reviewer, but socks, I might. There might be some things. Actually, if I would start getting shoes sent out, that might solve the issue. What do you think of the blue coating on the NPO1S V2? Oh, I just realized my camera died. But yeah, the blue coating, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. It definitely picks up like some moisture from the human hand. Are you shockingly tall? No. Just like averagely tall. But yeah, the Vaxi coating, like, it's fine, but the mouse itself, I think it's the shape is the reason it doesn't fit like in my hand all the time rather than the coating. Shave the stash for a 250k subscriber special? That could happen. 250k, I don't know when I'm gonna hit that. Why mustache but no beard? It just looks better. Just prefer being clean shaven with a mustache. 6 foot at 14. Thoughts? I think you have potential to grow taller, among other things. Shockingly tall would be if Boardsy was like 6'5". Yes, you get it. Have you got the HTX Mini yet? No, I fucking... G-Wolf sent me the HTS2 again. Like, they've sent me 3 of those now. I think they're just confused on which mouse of theirs that it is that I don't have. Mustache is classy, beard is trashy. You do run the risk of looking unkept with a bad beard. What is the most shocking sock? Literally none. There's not a single sock that I can recommend in this current day and age. But I mean, maybe that's the brand, Shocking Socks. Fuck, it's a good idea. Do you know how much the final meme prophecy will weigh? I think it's going to be the same as the competition. So depending on the size, like, was it 35 grams, 38, and then 41? Zebra Artisan when? It'll come, guys. I can't tell you when, but I can tell you that it will. Do you wear grip socks? No. All the ladies like a man with a mustache and a glass anime mouse pad. Amen. I think that is the note to end the stream on. This was a fantastic stream. 2 hours and 8 minutes in length. I appreciate everybody who stopped by, spent your Sunday in here. I hope I answered your questions. I'm going to go watch some NFL football now. But yeah, peace out, everybody. Have a good Sunday. Respect your elders. Sun gaze. And watch my upcoming videos. Peace out.